Have you ever wondered why certain people seem to bring out the worst in you? Maybe it's a coworker whose remarks feel like tiny daggers, or a loved one who knows exactly how to push your buttons. Eckhart Tolle, the renowned spiritual teacher, offers a revolutionary perspective that flips the script on these interactions. But here's the twist. You're not just dealing with them, you're also grappling with something within yourself, something Tolle calls the pain body. Let's begin with this fundamental truth. The way we perceive difficult people often says more about us than it does about them. Tolle explains that every interaction with a challenging personality is an invitation to step into greater awareness. Difficult people serve as mirrors, reflecting back the parts of ourselves we'd rather ignore. This isn't just theory. It's a practical key to unlocking a calmer, more empowered you. Now, here's a hook to keep you intrigued. What if the very person who frustrates you is unknowingly helping you grow? Tolle teaches that these people trigger what he calls the pain body, an accumulation of past emotional pain stored within us. This pain body thrives on conflict and drama, which is why certain people or situations feel like they light a fire inside us. But here's the game changer. Once you understand this concept, you'll begin to see difficult people not as enemies but as opportunities. Opportunities to break free from automatic reactions, to rise above ego-driven conflicts, and to access a profound sense of inner peace. Doesn't that sound like something worth exploring? Next, we're covering the power of non-reaction, a tool so transformative that it can completely alter the way you handle even the most challenging personalities. Stay with me because the insights you're about to discover could change your relationships and your life forever. Why is it that some people have the power to rattle us while others don't? Eckhart Tolle reveals that much of the turmoil we experience isn't about the other person. It's about the unhealed parts of ourselves. This is where Tolle's concept of the pain body comes in. Picture the pain body as an emotional parasite living within us, feeding on negativity, conflict, and unresolved past wounds. It gets triggered by certain people or situations, causing us to react impulsively and often irrationally. Now, here's a crucial insight. The pain body thrives in the shadows. It operates without your conscious awareness, making you believe that your reactions are justified. But they're not. What you're experiencing is the pain body trying to hijack your thoughts and emotions. This is why some encounters leave you feeling drained or overwhelmed. They've fed your pain body, and it's hungry for more. And the ego? It's the pain body's closest ally. The ego loves to defend, attack, and prove its superiority, especially in the presence of difficult people. Imagine this scenario. Someone says something critical, and suddenly, you're overwhelmed by an urge to retaliate. That's your ego, working hand in hand with the pain body to create drama and conflict. But here's the liberating truth. You are not your pain body or your ego. You have the power to observe them from a place of stillness and detachment. Tolle teaches that awareness is the antidote. The moment you recognize the pain body's influence, it begins to lose its grip. Instead of reacting, you can pause, breathe, and choose a different response. Next, we're covering the transformative practice of non-reaction, a skill that can help you disarm the pain body, neutralize the ego, and navigate even the most challenging interactions with grace. Stick with me because what comes next is the key to reclaiming your peace and power. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to thrive on conflict? No matter what you do, they keep pushing your buttons, trying to pull you into an argument or a negative spiral. Eckhart Tolle offers a profound solution: non-reaction. It might sound simple, but this practice is nothing short of transformative. It's not about being passive. It's about choosing your response instead of being controlled by your emotions. Here's why this works. When someone tries to provoke you, they're often looking for a reaction to validate their own inner turmoil. If you react with anger or frustration, you're giving them exactly what they want. But when you choose non-reaction, something extraordinary happens. The cycle of negativity is broken. You disarm the other person, and more importantly, you preserve your own inner peace. Non-reaction begins with awareness. The moment you feel triggered, pause and notice what's happening inside you. Is it anger? Hurt? A sense of injustice? Instead of acting on these emotions, simply observe them. This observation creates space between you and the emotion, giving you the clarity to respond or not respond wisely. Tolle emphasizes that this is not about suppressing your feelings. It's about allowing them to arise without letting them take control. Imagine someone saying something harsh to you. Instead of immediately snapping back, you take a deep breath and acknowledge, "This is my pain body wanting to react." By doing this, you step out of the automatic response cycle and into a place of conscious choice. The power of non-reaction doesn't just protect you from unnecessary drama, it also influences the other person. When they don't get the reaction they're seeking, they often become less confrontational. It's like extinguishing a fire by not adding fuel. What if the real solution to dealing with difficult people isn't about changing them, but about transforming yourself? Eckhart Tolle teaches that the external world, including the actions of others, is often a reflection of our internal state. When you shift your focus inward and take responsibility for your emotional reactions, you unlock a power that no one can take away from you. Let's start with this empowering idea. You can't control someone else's behavior, but you can control how you respond. The first step is to notice your emotional state in the moment. Are you tense? Is your breathing shallow? These physical signs often indicate that your inner peace is being disturbed. Instead of letting the negativity escalate, take a deep breath. Yes, right now. That single breath can act as a reset, breaking the loop of reaction and creating space for clarity. Tolle also encourages us to use mindfulness as a daily practice, not just in moments of conflict. By cultivating presence, you train your mind to stay grounded even when chaos arises. For example, if someone is being rude or dismissive, ask yourself, can I remain centered in this moment? By focusing on your breath, observing your emotions, and resisting the urge to engage in drama, you create a buffer of calm around you. Another powerful practice is shifting your perspective from judgment to compassion. Instead of seeing the other person as an adversary, try to understand the pain they might be carrying. Tolle reminds us that most people act out of their own inner struggles, not because of who we are. This doesn't mean excusing bad behavior, but it does mean choosing forgiveness over resentment. Here's the ultimate question to reflect on. What if every difficult person is teaching you how to access deeper peace? When you approach challenges from this perspective, they lose their power to control you. Next, we're covering the art of setting healthy boundaries, a skill that allows you to protect your peace while staying authentic and assertive. You'll learn how to communicate your needs clearly and firmly, without falling into the traps of anger or avoidance. Trust me, this is where the balance between strength and serenity comes to life. Have you ever felt drained after spending time with someone who constantly tests your patience? Or maybe you found yourself saying yes to things you didn't want to do, just to avoid conflict. Eckhart Tolle teaches that setting healthy boundaries is not just an act of self-care. It's a way to honor your inner peace without cutting others off completely. Let's start with the misconception that boundaries are about keeping people out. In reality, they're about creating clarity in your relationships. When you communicate your limits honestly and assertively, you're not being selfish, you're showing respect for yourself and others. But here's the challenge. How do you set these boundaries without falling into aggression or avoidance? Tolle's teachings encourage us to approach this from a space of awareness. First, recognize when your peace is being compromised. Is someone demanding too much of your time or energy? Are their actions triggering your pain body? Instead of reacting with frustration or resentment, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what do I need to feel balanced in this relationship? Once you're clear on your needs, the next step is communication. Speak your truth calmly and with intention. For example, if someone's negativity is affecting you, you could say, I value our conversations, but I need to take a break when the tone becomes too heavy for me. Notice how this statement sets a boundary without attacking the other person. It's firm, yet compassionate. Another important aspect of boundaries is detachment, not from people but from the expectation that they will change. Tolle reminds us that we cannot control others, only our response to them. When you let go of the need for someone to behave differently, you free yourself from unnecessary frustration. Your boundary is not about changing them. It's about protecting your well-being. Next, we're covering the ultimate insight, finding peace in the present moment. You'll learn how to embrace the stillness within you, no matter what's happening around you. This final step ties together everything we've explored, showing you how to navigate even the toughest relationships with grace and unshakable inner peace. Stay with me. This is the heart of Tolle's wisdom. Here's a profound truth from Eckhart Tolle. True peace doesn't come from fixing the people around us. It comes from within. No matter how difficult someone may seem or how chaotic the situation, the present moment always holds the key to serenity. The challenge is learning to access it, even in the middle of conflict. Tolle explains that the mind often keeps us trapped in a loop of judgment and resistance. When dealing with difficult people, our thoughts might race with questions like, why are they like this? Or how can I make them stop? These mental patterns pull us out of the now, where peace actually resides, and into a place of struggle. So, how do you find peace when it feels impossible? Start by shifting your attention to the present. Notice the sensations in your body, the tension in your shoulders, the pace of your breath. By bringing awareness to these details, you anchor yourself in the now, creating a buffer between you and the external chaos. Tolle emphasizes the power of acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean approving of someone's bad behavior. It means acknowledging what is, without resistance. For instance, if someone is speaking harshly to you, instead of mentally fighting their words, recognize that their behavior is a reflection of their inner state, not yours. This shift in perspective allows you to respond from a place of calm instead of reacting with anger or defensiveness. And here's the transformative insight. Peace isn't something you achieve after the conflict is resolved. It's something you can access during the conflict. It's found in the quiet space between your thoughts, the deep breath you take before speaking, and the decision to remain present instead of getting pulled into the drama. As we close this journey through Eckhart Tolle's teachings, remember this: difficult people aren't obstacles to your peace, they're opportunities. Each interaction is a chance to strengthen your connection to the present moment and deepen your awareness of who you truly are. Take these tools with you: non-reaction, mindfulness, compassion, and boundaries, and apply them to your relationships. The next time you encounter someone challenging, you'll know exactly how to navigate it with grace and wisdom. Your peace is not only possible, it's always within reach.